The final report relates to an investigation on the utilization of the South African government monies to pay a CIEX company, a report which was produced and it was never implemented by the South African government. I investigated the allegations here we refer to this investigation as CIEX, a report which was compiled by Mr. Michael Otley, who was contracted by the South African government to assist in investigating and recovering misappropriated public funds and assets allegedly committed during the apartheid regime. The complainant was Advocate Paul Hoffman, who alleged that a memorandum of agreement was signed between Billy Masetla on behalf of the government of the Republic of South Africa and Mr. Michael Otley on behalf of CIEX in October 1997, allowing CIEX to investigate and recover public funds on behalf of the government. He also alleged that what is of concern is part of the CIEX report that deals with the lifeboat allegedly afforded by way of an illegal gift by the South African Reserve Bank to Bancorp Limited, now Absa Bank, during the apartheid regime. The complainant alleges that the government of the Republic of South Africa and the South African Reserve Bank failed to implement the CIEX report and to recover misappropriated money from Bancorp Limited without providing any reasons to that effect. Having considered the evidence uncovered during the investigation against the relevant regulatory framework, the Public Protector makes the following findings. Whether the South African government improperly failed to implement the CIEX report dealing with alleged stolen state funds after commissioning and Dali paying the same. The allegation whether the South African government improperly failed to implement the report is substantiated. CIEX was paid £600,000, British pounds, for services which were never used by the South African government. No evidence could be found that any action was taken, specifically in pursuit of the CIEX report. Failure by the South African government was inconsistent with the duties imposed by Section 195 of the Constitution, requiring a high standard of professional ethics. The failure was also inconsistent with Section 231 of the Constitution, that requires that all constitutional obligations must be performed diligently without delay. The failure of the South African government constitute improper conduct as envisaged in Section 182(1) of the Constitution, and maladministration as envisaged in Section 6 of the Public Protector Act. Whether the South African government and the South African Reserve Bank improperly failed to recover from Bancorp stroke Absa Bank an amount of 3.2 billion cited in the CIEX report, the allegation is substantiated. The correct amount of the illegal gift granted to Bancorp or Absa is in an amount of 1.125 billion. Two investigations into the matter established that the financial aid given to Bancorp Absa was irregular. The South African Reserve Bank, in granting the financial aid, failed to comply with Section 10(1)(f) and (s) of the South African Reserve Bank Act 90 of 1989. The Minister of Finance had a duty as obliged by Section 37 of the South African Reserve Bank Act of 1989 to ensure compliance to the Act by the South African Reserve Bank. The Ministry failed to comply with this obligation. In the circumstances, the conduct of the South African government and the South African Reserve Bank constitute improper conduct as envisaged in Section 182(1) of the Constitution. Whether the South African public was prejudiced by the conduct of the government of South Africa and the South African Reserve Bank, if so, what would it take to ensure justice? The allegations whether the South African public was prejudiced by the government and Reserve Bank is substantiated. The South African government wasted an amount of 600,000 British pounds on services which were never used. The amount given to Bangkok stroke Absa Bank belonged to the people of South Africa. Failure to recover the gift resulted in prejudice to the people of South Africa, as the public funds could have benefited the broader society instead of a handful shareholders of Bangkok and Absa. The conduct of the South African government and the South African Reserve Bank goes against the ethos laid in the preamble of the Constitution and Section 195 of the Constitution in respect of redressing social injustices and promoting efficiency. The conduct further is contrary to Batupili principles that requires redress, and the view held in Khumalo case requires a public functionary to arrest reported irregularities. The conduct of the South African government and the Reserve Bank constitute improper conduct as envisaged in the Constitution and the Public Protector Act. The appropriate remedial action that the Public Protector is taking in terms of Section 182, 1C of the Constitution is the following. The Special Investigating Unit, to the Special Investigating Unit, the Public Protector is referring this matter in terms of Section 64C2 of the Public Protector Act to reopen and amend Proclamation R47 of 1998, published in the Government Gazette in 1998, in order to recover misappropriated public funds unlawfully given to Absa in the amount of 1.125 billion. And number two, to reopen and amend Proclamation R47 of 1998, which was published in the Government Gazette dated 7 May 1998, in order to investigate alleged misappropriated public funds given to various other institutions which are mentioned in the CIEX report. The South African Reserve Bank must cooperate fully with the Special Investigating Unit and also assist the Special Investigating Unit in the recovery of the misappropriated public funds mentioned in AA and BB above. To the Portfolio Committee of Justice and Correctional Services, the chairperson of the Portfolio Committee on Justice and Correctional Services must initiate a process that will result in the amendment of Section 224 of the Constitution in pursuit of improving socio-economic conditions of the citizens of the Republic by introducing a motion in terms of Section 73(2) of the Constitution in the National Assembly. This relates to the amendment of the Constitution and to read as follows. The primary object of the South African Reserve Bank is to promote balanced and sustainable economic growth in the Republic while ensuring that socio-economic well-being of the citizens are protected. The South African Reserve Bank, which is number 2, in pursuit of its primary object, must perform its functions independently without fear, favor, or prejudice, while ensuring that there must be regular consultation between the bank and Parliament to achieve meaningful socio-economic transformation. These reports will be uploaded on the Public Protector website by close of business today after all the affected parties have been favored with the copies. Thank you.